Which team, by colors alone, is identifiable around the world?
The autumn wind is a raider.
Which team, by slogan, commitment to excellence?
Pillaging just for fun.
Just win, baby.
He'll knock you round.
All those things
Then upside down
are the Raiders.
and laugh when he's conquered and won.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win.
He's blowing up. Raiders!
Just win, baby.
Greatest offseason for a single team in NFL history.
Not only have the number one overall pick, they have taken every single round of the draft.
Welcome to the dark side, my friend.
Let's go, baby. Raiders select Ashton Jenkins.
Bowers made the catch! Running, reached the ball! Touchdown! Over the middle, plunged up in the air, and picked off by Max!
The greatness of the Raiders is in its future.
What's going on, Raider Nation, man? Welcome to another edition of the Just Win Baby podcast, brought to you officially by the Silver and Black Lounge. I'm your host, Raider Ben, joined in with my co-host, as always. Catch us every single Friday night. My guy from Loaded Box Entertainment, Nutty Raider Nate, and my boy from Raider Nation News, man. My boy Dirty Raider, man. Raider Nation Network. What's going on with y'all, fellas, man?
What's happening? What's good? You hear me? Mic check.
Yes, sir. I hear you, my friend. How you feeling?
For sure. I'm good. I'm good. You know, another day above ground.
Yeah, another day above ground is a blessed day to be alive,
Yeah.
man. What up with you, though,
Yeah.
Dirty? What up, bro?
What up, man?
Not much, bro. You guys know about to fire up some of this tree. Go recap the press conferences, guys. Rob Leonard, Maxx Crosby, Jeremy Chinn, Malcolm Koonce all went to the podium the other day. They all spoke a little bit about what's going on in the room right now. Obviously, they ain't gonna say too much, guys. It's rookie. I mean, it's not rookie, but it's voluntary mini camps. These dudes don't have to come on here and tell you anything. So all the answers are very short and sweet. They're very cliche. There's a couple things I did want to take away from what Maxx Crosby said, which you guys probably already knew, but Benther was going to go ahead and dissect what Maxx Crosby said. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I think mini camps start next week. So mandatory mini camps. So camp where guys have to be there. Obviously coming into this week, it was good because we had Teron Johnson finally show up to camp. That means a lot for, the Raiders and the camaraderie and the chemistry going forward with the defense. But yeah, man, everybody should be there next week, and it'll be the beginning of, a new Raiders defense that a lot of people are saying could be, one of the better Raider defenses we see in a while, just based off talent. Just based off talent alone, let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys think this might be one of the better defense that the Raiders could potentially have seen in, the last decade or so? I mean, it's not saying much, but talent.
It's not saying much, but yeah, I that's my hope. That's my hope. Is that this is one of the best defenses we had in a very long time, actually. I would say I'm hoping that this is the best defense we've had in like 30 years, bro.
30 years, man. That's even better than the early 2000s Raider defense. Raiders had a damn good defense in the early 2000s, bro. Stuart Schweigert was a part of a pretty good defense as well. Shout out to Stu. I ain't seen Stu in forever.
If he was really about it, and if he was about his action and not just saying it, because how many times have we heard this? Like, oh, we're gonna do this, and that, and they go out there and get punched in the face, and the game plan change. I don't know what happens, but they're definitely not as confident as they sound. And to me, it seems a little confusing. It's a little concerning because there sounds like they got to know a lot of fucking shit at any given time. So I hope it works. We got the linebackers to fly around and do it. Let's hope they stay healthy. And I hear Quay Walker's out there being a dog, so that's good to hear. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about the.
Oh shit! My camera cut off.
The complicated defense that we seem to be trying to run now.
Yeah, well, Rob Leonard was asked a little bit about how he looks at he's going to run the defense or whatever. Why the fuck kept my camera tab closed, dude? What the fuck? He was asked a little bit about his defense or whatever, and he said that he thinks like way too many people are putting too much into the scheme. That it's really not going to be more about the scheme, but more about how the players execute and the way they hit something, and less about how. If it's a 3-4, if it's a nickel, or if it's a 4-3. So
yeah, the 3-4 and all that doesn't concern me. I'm hearing like they have a choice, so that they could call their own blitzes pretty much, and it's highly to me it's complicated. If the communication is not there, it could be a disaster. But
yeah, I feel you. We got Black in the building. What's good with you, Black? Saludos.
Saludos, brethren. What's up with y'all?
Not much, man. Just fired up the show, man. About to pop this beer open. Cheers to you guys. Give a quick shout out, man. We got Money in the chat, J Money. We got Raider Paul. We got Alfredo. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always, man. Take 2 seconds. Go ahead and hit that like button. Like I said, just the like button alone helps us more than you guys know. Won't ask for much, man. All we do is ask for you to hit the like button. Make sure you guys check out all 3 channels, or actually all 4 channels. We're streaming on my channel, as well as Nutty Raider Nate's Loaded Box Entertainment, Black the Quarterback's channel, and as well as Dirty's channel, man. You guys see multiple channels live right now, bro. And yeah, man, we appreciate it. So as I am rolling up this Reginald, let me go ahead and get this press conference queued up. I just kind of flew through it the other day because, like, usually when I watch press conferences and stuff, I usually watch them on like 1.5 speed or ×2 speed just to get through them quick. So this will be like the first time I'm actually going to sit here and actually focus. I was mainly focused on what Maxx Crosby had to say. That's just what I do. I lock in our highest paid players, man, the guys I expect a lot from. So Jay Money said, off topic, what is your thoughts on this year's NBA Finals? I'm not watching it. That's my thoughts on it. I don't watch the NBA unless the Warriors are playing in it. So the Warriors ain't playing, I ain't watching. You guys have any thoughts on the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I got the Knicks winning, but being 100% honest, I never thought they was going to take 2 games in San Antonio to open. I did not think.
Yeah, Spurs are over. The Spurs are over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over, bro. Like, this might be a sweep, bro. I don't even think. Even if the Spurs take 1 in New York, the Spurs fans have seen their last home game of the season. It's done. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, New York in New York.
All I know is I seen the highlight tonight where Victor Wembanyama fucking, instead of calling a timeout, he wanted to throw the ball up the court and hit his teammate in the back and turn the ball over. So that's pretty much it for me.
He also missed the last second shot too to lose. So
yeah, with like 2 seconds left, but fuck, I don't put that on him. Everybody in the fucking court knew he was going to get the ball. Shouldn't even came down to that. That first play where he turned the ball over, that's what cost them the game. They should have won the game right there with the final shot, but no, he turned the ball over. You guys else have some thoughts on the NBA? I know Black.
We know the Warriors are going to be in the championship again.
You said what was that?
We know the Warriors going to be in the championship again. Then I'll be watching.
Yeah, I'm with you, Doug. I'm not watching the final. It's just like watching. Like I don't even really watch the Super Bowl, bro. Like if the Raiders ain't playing the Super Bowl, which they never are, bro, I'm never really even locked in that shit. That's just like background noise. I watched that shit last year, bro, just because fucking what's his face, dude, because of Clint Kubiak. That's it. That's the only reason why I had any interest in that game whatsoever was because of Clint. Like other than that, I had no interest in that game. That shit would have been background noise. Hey, Alfredo's dropping everybody's link in the chat too. Appreciate you, Alfredo. He posted Nutty Raider Nate links, Dirty's chat, Dirty's link, and Black's channel. Appreciate you. What up, SoCal Sal? What up, dude? What up, Charm City?
Yeah, the Clippers ain't in it either. My brother is a New York Knicks fan, so yeah, I'm rooting for him.
The Knicks have been terrible for a long time too. So
yeah,
regardless if they end up winning, bro, it'd be good for that because they play at Madison Square Garden, which is probably the mecca of basketball, dude. They've been shit for like fucking 30 years, probably longer than that. Outside of a couple of years where they had Carmelo Anthony and Jeremy Lin, they weren't very good. They've been pretty much bad forever. At least in the 2000s, obviously they were good back in the day with Patrick Ewing and shit. But fuck, that was damn near a century ago. All right, so J Money said, anyways, what is your realistic for the year this year for? Okay, I got to try to read this because that's not real English. But anyways, what is your realistic for this year's season for the Raiders, and what is your hot take? I think what he means like our realistic expectation in terms of wins.
Yeah,
seven wins about as if just without having the schedule in front of me, because obviously things on the schedule we're going to be fired up as shit. But I think we can win more than 7. But I'm still saying I'm still going to stay between 3 and 7. Oh, 3-7.
Trying to make something new,
right? That 6-7 shit fell off too. Nobody even says that shit anymore. Shit was hot for like 6 months. So this just did.
I don't even understand it. What is it?
I don't know neither, bro. It's just some saying. I guess it's some devil shit too, dude. So it's like some devil shit. So
Yeah,
it's some fucking weird shit. Oh yeah, I know. Raider Paul just said that. All right, so let's move on. You guys want to chime in on this? What's your guys' realistic thoughts? I really don't have no hot takes, bro. We'll just have to get into it as you go. Just pay attention to the hot takes.
Hot take.
Y'all know me.
Yeah, stay tuned. We got something new every week.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot all my shots on one comment.
That's my hot take. That make the playoffs.
Here's my hot take. Kirk Cousins is starting week 1. Because it seem like we don't understand that. So it must be a hot take.
Unless AOC beats him out.
Shout out to AOC who's been cooking in camp.
That's a hot take right there.
So old buddy been cooking in camp right now, gang. I don't know what you've been watching. Aiden O'Connell out there looking like the best quarterback in OTAs, they said.
That's good. He earning his $15.50. That's good. We need a good scout team quarterback.
My boy said, hot take as in, do you see Maxx Crosby winning Defensive Player of the Year? Dude, Maxx Crosby will never, ever win that. Please don't ever say Defensive Player of the Year and Maxx Crosby in the same sentence, my friend. But anyway, so Ibon has a comment. He said, would we trade Maxx Crosby for Byron Murphy from the Seahawks? I probably would. I ain't going to lie. I probably would. I'd rather have an interior defensive lineman, especially an up-and-coming young stud defensive lineman over an aging, no kneecap, linguini, knee-having pass rusher. That's just me, though. Especially a pass rusher that isn't a scheme fit.
I don't even know who he is.
Murphy's solid, but I need
Murphy's a defensive tackle from Seattle.
Make a name for your first now. Make a name for yourself first before you talk about trading for somebody like Max.
What up, D-Man? Byron Murphy's a dog, bro. You just don't nobody talk about him because he's an interior defensive lineman. Interior defensive linemen never get talked about.
He won a Super Bowl in his second year.
There you go. Talk that shit.
Second year. What was his stats for that game?
He's a fucking dog, bro. He does all the dirty work. There's no stats for dogs.
Yeah, I know he makes that same argument for Adam Butler too.
That's why he got outplayed by 2 players younger than him. Adam Butler, right?
They were playing his original position. He was doing all the dirty work. I don't know what you know.
I'm gonna watch Byron Murphy this year.
Yep. He's like a thicker Aaron Donald. Not as fast either. Just way slower, but he's like
He looks like a big kid. Dang. He only 23.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a dog, bro.
2 years.
He had 7 sacks last year.
He's a beast, bro.
He's active. Strong as shit.
He had 7 sacks along the lines of a front defensive line that was fucking ranked like number 2 in the NFL.
Oh, he was a rookie last year.
But still, that defensive
No, I'm
line
asking.
was,
No, I'm asking. I'm not making a point.
no, last year was his second year. Going into year 3.
Yeah, second year.
He's going into his
so
junior year.
he went from a half a sack to 7 sacks. Oh. Okay. But my answer still is no. I won't watch him.
Yeah, I need a draft pick with that, either next year or something high this year.
Yeah.
All right, so let's bring this press conference up. Let's see. Raider.
Do you see the Raiders making any moves this season, and who is it? You got to tune into some other shows, J Money. Right now, really don't know. While Ben gets these clips together. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, bro. Right now, I think the Raiders are fine with what they got, and they're willing to just go ahead and do that. If they do anything, it would be trade. It will probably be trading Aiden O'Connell for something worthy.
Yeah, 6th round. I'm glad you said it because our show was about to say it. He's gonna get traded for a 6th rounder, which would be good. What we get for Geno Smith?
A 5th round.
Oh yeah, that's about right.
I think if you let AOC play the preseason and he does well, you could probably
it was not a 5th round.
Was it
you
6th
could probably
round?
garner.
It was a 5th or a 6th, bro. It wasn't worse than we traded for like a 6th round pick, I think.
It might have been a 7. It might have been a 7. I was surprised we even got us. Well, I don't know. Look it up. No way it was a 5th.
Hell no, I don't think Aaron Donald was coming out of retirement.
It was a 6th. Yeah. So we're exchanging our 228th pick for 208. So it's pretty much we're just getting a 6th round pick. So all right, let's get the shit up. What up, Leke? What's up, chat? All right, let's see. I don't want no ads, no free advertising on my channel. Go fuck yourself. All right, here we go. I'm just glad they got rid of that spinning ass shield that took for an hour.
I got something. You got it.
And you got what?
I was just say, you guys heard about Dante Thornton Jr.?
What about how he had a red shirt at the beginning of practice because he's injured?
He's already falling behind.
So I'm not gonna get too worked up about that, bro, because I'm not gonna come in here and say that I had expectations for Dante Thornton to be the next Randy Moss, like some people kept saying I had the expectations of, when it was clearly we were just comparing the two body types. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any expectations for Dante Thornton, just like I don't have any expectations for Jack Bash. So as long as one of these receivers in this wide receiver room can emerge, I don't care if it's Dante Thornton, Malik Benson, Jack Bash, whoever, as long as one of them develop, I don't really care. I like Dante Thornton, his physicals, what he brings to in that terms and to the team. Yeah, I like that. But if it doesn't translate and he can't put up any numbers and he can't create separation, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So
Nelson Aguilar, bro, he's gonna go off. People keep forgetting.
Anybody else have any thoughts on that before I get back to this press conference?
No, let's get to the press conference.
All right, cool. I don't think anybody really gives a shit about Dante Thornton. I love you, though. I don't think anybody. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the press conference, man.
I'm teaching some things. How much does it help you?
All right, start over.
Robbie, watching Quinny out there today teaching, and a couple of different guys, but taking his time teaching some things, how much does it help you the way these veterans have bought into this new staff and new jobs for people?
Always, I say all the time, I've learned the most from players, and when they take control of that, like that's where the details get taught, what things look like in reality, outside of a playbook. And that's what you want to see. I mean, it makes you feel good, to be honest with you.
So far in practices, when you're walking around, guiding players, what's the biggest noticeable change you've had to make from going from a defensive line coach to now overseeing the whole operation?
Feeling like not having anywhere to go during individual has been different. I feel like I should be bouncing around, but that's just my personality. But I love it. Like I love going with the DBs. I go with the D-line during special teams, just making sure everybody's on the same page. I love hearing like the coach's coach. And, and if you hear something different, you're like, okay, well, we got the safeties and linebackers on the same page on this, and just observing and jumping in when needed. I'm a higher energy guy out there, as you can tell. Just, I need to run routes, and I want the coaches coaching. You know what I mean? So I like to hear them. It makes me feel confident that we're on the same page when we're all talking the same.
One thing I do like about Rob Leonard is I do like the fact that he does spend a lot of time with the entire defense. He's a defensive line guy. I had heard this. I had heard this last year, bro, when we were playing that Rob Leonard didn't only just include himself with the defensive lineman. Like, yeah, he was their coach, but he got involved with the entire defensive group. And you're hearing it come out of his mouth now. Like, I like that. That's why I feel like maybe the writing was on the wall last year that he was probably going to get more involved in a heavier role with the defense, especially being the defensive coordinator. But one thing I do like about him, bro, is that he's just fiery, bro. And you can tell by the way he looks, like he's gonna bring a little bit of swagger to that defense. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I think you just get naturally with these younger coaches. But I think there's something about this dude, bro. Like the way he addresses himself, bro, or he addresses the media, bro. He just has a little bit of swagger to him.
You always been a proponent of Coach Robbie. If they picked him out of all the choices that they could have had, they saw something in him, and he's taking a similar approach with Mendoza. As Mendoza is, he's learning how everything is working. So then, he know how to use all his tools that's available to him. So I think it's good. That's a good approach, and he's pretty consistent. And I'm thinking we're going to be fine on the defensive side of the ball.
Who else could we have? What are you talking about?
I'm saying Kubiak, I'm sure he know people in the league that he could have picked, just like all the people he picked on the offense. And those people weren't necessarily on the who's list of being coordinators and stuff like that, or assistants or whatever. I didn't hear a Janoko name pop up or Dennison name pop up nowhere, but same thing. Could have found some defensive people that he thought maybe could do the job.
I don't. We'll see. We'll see. He bounced around all over the league. Nobody kept him. It's just we found him, and all of a sudden he's a diamond in the rough. So I hope it works out.
I don't think he was the only person that interviewed for the defensive coordinator position, though. He's just the one that knocked it out the park. So, you don't think they were trying to hold on to Patrick Graham?
No, I think no.
I'm just saying, like, there was other people that came into the building. It's just he was the one who wowed them. He was the one who was able to sell them the car. You go to a used car lot, you're going to have 10, 15 people try to sell you a car. Who's the best salesman? Who's going to get your business? So did he earn his spot? Yeah, he's been here. This is what we call homegrown talent. when you elevate people from one position, give them a chance to prove that, you know what I mean, right or wrong. So my needle hasn't moved on it. I'm still in the middle. I got to see what he does. I got to see how this defense looks. You know what I mean? If he deserves praise, I'll give it to him. If he deserves to be ridiculed, I'll do that too.
All right, let's move on with it.
For you to go through the process.
Oh, back here, I got
The
you.
process that you did to be able to step into this role and to really come into it as, you know, with this organization.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah,
Sorry.
just what was it like, the process for you coming up through as a, defensive line coach and then to the defensive coordinator role? What's that process been like for you, and what has that meant to you to do it with this organization?
It's been a lot of fun. It's humbling, you know. It's a lot of fun from a standpoint of, you know, I've been through a lot of rebuilds, and from the off season to the OTAs to training camp and season of saying, hey, this is the way I would do it. Like just taking notes of it and doing those things and having great input from guys like Joe Woods and Al Holcomb and building something from the ground up, installing a defense. I tell the defense all the time, we're not playing our offense. We're getting ready to play an 18-game season. So keeping that in mind as we build this thing has been a lot of fun.
Coach, what's the
So I see that he brought up Joe Woods and the whole. One thing I will say about this Raiders defense, bro, is they got a really good coaching staff, bro.
Yeah, all right. What the fuck was that?
What?
Yeah, like a sneeze cough or something.
No, it was like a retard cough. But yeah, bro, we got Holcomb and we got Joe Woods, dude. And those dudes are two of the very best at their position coaching defense. So I'm super excited for those guys, bro. And I actually low key forgot about those dudes till he brought them up again.
I like what he said when he says, I'm telling our defense that we don't play our offense. We play an 18-season game. That's good shit. I like hearing that, because so many times defenses get complacent of playing they fucking offense and then they don't elevate. You know what I mean? We got to elevate this year. We ain't playing our offense every game. So I like that. Powerful words.
Yeah, and that's a fact, bro, because that's really what it comes down to, bro. Like, we're not just playing, this quarterback this week or this quarterback that week. We're playing, we're like you said, bro, we're scheduling for the bigger picture, bro, like what's ahead of us. You feel me? So no, I'm with that for sure.
I'm gonna run to get some water. I'll be right back.
For the defense, how do you put your thumbprint on this?
Style of play, man. I was told I'm going to coach the defense like I coach the D line. I still do the same things I did. Not going for one, attacking the ball, effort and pursuit. Like, we start there, but that's always got to stick out. You know what I mean? And a product on the field that what it looks like. Clint always talks about our silent tape. I always feel like if my wife can point it out, like, hey, that's a good job. Everybody knows what it should look like. But today the theme was clean operation, great substitution, great communication, aligned with the speed breaks. Like, all those little things outside of the scheme are how things come to life. And that's been fun to see.
I like that. I like the statement that Clint Kubiak has brought something into the building called the silent tape, which this is shit that he's keeping an eye on with coaches and players, the shit that isn't schemed up and taught up, little things like how you practice, like how you line up, how fast you get in and out of breaks. Like, they're already keeping track of this shit, bro. Like, already. And I think that's going to bode well for us, because now we ain't going to be sitting around having these players that are going to come in and try to kick back. You feel me? Like, these fools, this Kubiak's already keeping tabs on people, what they're doing. In like the littlest things, bro. Like, he likes to call silent film already, bro. And I think that's smart as fuck, dude. I like that a lot. Let's see. We got over here in the chat. Alfredo said, yeah, unlike Patrick Graham, this dude was talking about Rob Leonard's a lot more fiery. Yeah, it's one thing I didn't like about Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham, biggest issue I had with Patrick Graham is that he wouldn't adjust to other offenses. I mean, some people will argue that. I just don't think he was great at adjusting. and then the prevent defense, and then just the same old bold ass look on his face that he would always have. No matter if we were winning by 100 or losing by 100, the dude showed zero emotion. And that's what was really starting to bother me, bro. He started to have like that Josh McDaniels shit, bro, where it didn't matter what happened, bro. It's just the same ugly ass look on his face, bro. Like that shit started to get real old buddy looking like Master Splinter on the sideline and shit. Fuck out of here, dog. Take your ass home somewhere.
Patrick Sleepy Graham. Yeah.
Go teach the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fuck off my defense.
Oh.
No, but you're right. The sleepy shit, boy, be looking, he's falling asleep and shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you bored? Like, if you're bored, you don't have to be here, gang. Like, you can, but I mean, I guess the Raiders are going to pay you to sit here and sleep on the sideline. I would sleep on the sideline too. Jay Money said, do you see the Raiders drafting Jeremiah Smith next year? If the Raiders are bad enough, yeah, I think the Raiders will definitely. If the Raiders finish between 3 and 7 wins, I think Jeremiah Smith becomes a real option. If we finish with anything with 8 or more, I don't see him being an option. It's going to cost too much draft capital to move up to get him.
Oh, we got Max of his collateral.
Huh?
We got Max's collateral. We could move up the board.
Oh yeah, right. That's a good point. Yeah, if they do decide to move on from him, I honestly think Max is still on that trading block, bro.
If we have another shitty year like that, and we're picking high like that, yeah, he's.
After the Myles Garrett trade, I doubt it.
I think that he sees that Myles Garrett's only worth 1 first-round pick, dude. So the Raiders probably gonna be like, bro, if Myles Garrett's only worth 1 first-round pick, we're gonna have to wake up and smell the flowers. Maxx Crosby's only worth 1 first-round pick, and they may fuck around. They may fuck around and just trade him for the first. But that's what
he's worth 3.
Going for.
Myles Garrett was worth 3 first-round picks plus some. See, that was the thing. Had the Browns not got a player, they would have got 3 first rounds. But they ended up getting a player in exchange. That ate up 2 of them first-round draft picks.
I'm gonna grab my swishers real quick. I left them in my car. You guys hold it down for a second.
Swisher sweets make me feel fine. All I got is crumbs.
After that trade, no, it's not. I don't see. I think that's the. Yeah, that killed any hopes and aspects of a trade for Maxx Crosby. And anyways, I don't think there was really much of a trade going on after the debacle from Baltimore anyway. Sometimes you just gotta step back, reset, and then try some shit next year. You know what I mean? But you don't push the issue this year. It didn't look good. You know what I mean? It didn't work out well. And yeah, sometimes you just move on and you redesign your offer and resend it next year.
Yeah. I think people have short-term memory, and mid-season someone's going to be desperate enough and give us a couple firsts.
I don't.
Depending on how quick Max bounces back, that's another thing I kind of question. So I might agree with you because I don't think Max is going to be full 100%. Like he says, he's good to go pretty soon, but I don't think he's going to be like the Max we know.
But if we doing good, we not trading Maxx Crosby. So
no, yeah, he's going to stay. But
yeah, you're not going to trade. You're not going to trade. You're not going to trade.
If we do good. If we do good, I'm with you. Yeah, we keep them. But if we end up picking for a fucking wide receiver next year, like everyone wants, I think we
that's the shit that bothers me, bro. People want us up to pick up a wide receiver, bro.
Not me.
I don't
want to suck to pick up a wide receiver.
I want to win yesterday.
That's why Nate says he's got to have them 10 wins.
Shit.
I was promised 10 of them joints last year. I got 3. I need
those.
7 from this year plus an additional 3. Let's see. All right. Back into the press conference.
Familiarity with him. Yeah.
So if he's not out there, you can still play work together with him.
Yeah, I mean, Probably the biggest reason I came here was an opportunity to coach him. So you know, to help. I mean, it's awesome to help him towards some of his goals as well as the defense in this organization. I just think of how much he's given to, you know, and sacrificed to this place to help make something that we're all proud of would be really cool.
You in Cleveland,
How involved has he been able to be kind of while he's in this rehab and recovery process?
Oh, you know, Max, I mean, if he could be, he's doing everything he can but practice. So meetings, attending walkthroughs, out there stretching, he's fully involved.
Sometimes coaching isn't all X's and O's, so what was it like kind of, you know?
All right, so there it is. They said Maxx Crosby's not really practicing. He's more out there just with his teammates, stretching and shit like that. So.
It doesn't look good, bro. You seen him out there stretching. He's like definitely favoring that knee. They say he's going to be ready by training camp, but I don't. The way he was gingerly walking out there and stretching, we'll see. And how hard he plays, we'll see.
It's called light work. You just got to go out there and do light work.
Nah, but you can see. I think Nate makes a great point, bro. You can see he even in the stretches, bro. Like he is favoring that knee, gang. He is definitely favoring that knee a little bit, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, did the Ravens expose the Raiders in terms of like the Raiders knew he was damaged goods and they knew his shit? He probably wouldn't even play that much this year. And they're like, oh hell no.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Max putting a brace on.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him doing that too, but bro, Maxx Crosby alone ain't worth $35 million a year. Maxx Crosby with a brace ain't worth $35 a year. Like, I'm straight, bro. Like, he ain't gonna be doing shit. He ain't about to be doing shit, bro. That's why I don't know. That's why I never understood why they kept giving Maxx Crosby all that goddamn money, bro. They just kept giving him every year like his knee was getting better. Like, dude, his knee's not getting better. And you just keep upping the money you give him, and you up the money you give him, and you up the money you give him. Like, that's retarded.
What I don't understand.
So what's wrong with Max's knee? Do y'all know what's wrong with Max's knee?
He's got ACL and MCL issues. The same injuries he's had for the last 3 or 4 years already in a row.
I thought it was his meniscus or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So he went and got a meniscus repair instead of a meniscus shave, like, because he could have been back already if he would have got his meniscus shaved, but he went for the repair, which take longer the rehab is longer. He's not gonna come back with a brace because he's rehabbing naturally, like all players do that have this surgery. And once this surgery is done, it's not like he's Jamal McCoy or somebody. He's only 28, and he's going through a pretty simple, not simple, but pretty common procedure that these players go through. So I don't see him like not being any good after 2 more years or something.
It's just it's not just that procedure though, Black. He's had like the same procedure done on both knees multiple times. Like it's not like this is the first procedure. It's like he's had multiple surgeries on the same knees multiple times. That motherfucker ain't about to just keep holding up, bro. That's just my opinion. I mean, obviously it's not. He's getting to where he's getting to like week 13, week 12, and it's just giving up.
What I don't understand is why they kept allowing him to take cortisone shots and going out there playing on a bad knee.
It's terrible for you.
Oh, just put a shot in it. I'll go play. No, man. Y'all ain't never seen any given Sunday? Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. It's just one game.
That's why they say, bro, sometimes you have to save the player from themselves, dude. I mean, they were doing that same shit. They were doing the same shit to Josh Jacobs his rookie year. Remember when Khalil Mack jumped on his back and fucked Josh Jacobs' shoulder up his rookie year? And fucking they were giving Josh Jacobs a shot before every single game until his shoulder was literally nothing there. I remember there was the game, forget what game it was. No, I forget what game it was, but he was playing and he had to sit out. It was again, I think it was against the Titans or something with Derrick Henry or something like that. But he was like crying on the sideline.
Max had 2 surgeries on his left knee. One was in 23 So they cleaned up. They was trying to clean up his knee, which is pretty typical, right? You clean up because you don't want to go for the repair or something major, because then he'll be out for a year. So he kicked it down the road, and now he's at the point where he went and got it totally done. He got his knee all the way repaired, and so now what's stopping him from playing at an elite level with less injury involved? Because he's got his knee repaired. I'm just saying, where's the risk in his health? Where's that at?
Should have just did it all in the one first shot.
Then y'all would have been talking about Max's injury prone.
No, then he wouldn't be going through 2 surgeries if he had just did the full repair in the first one versus a cleanup. You know what I mean? He probably wouldn't even be back in this situation.
No, he was working for a contract and everything. Players do this all the time. Like they elect to get the more major surgery later because of contract situation.
What did he do to get that contract?
Wanting to play. What?
What's that? How many sacks did he go out there and get?
You're using hindsight. You're using hindsight though. But I'm just saying, at the time where his knee could have went for a whole repair, probably. I don't know. I think they might have found it while they were doing the other cleanup stuff. And he was like, you don't have to get it done now, but you can get it done next year or in a couple years, whatever. And that's what he did. I don't think 2 knee surgeries not like this is that significant.
I do.
It's not like they're saying it's degenerative, or they're not saying that. It's just that
surgery below the waist, it's a part of this game. Because if you ain't got your legs in this game, then you can't play this game. You can't. So it is kind of important. You know, if you driving down the street and you know what I mean, your left side give out. You know what I mean? The ball joint snap. You know what I mean? The axle crack. You know what I mean? The spring, the shocks, it shoot out to the side. You just gonna fix the ball joint? Is you gonna fix everything? Because if you don't fix everything, the shit don't work. Not the way it's supposed to. I mean, you could probably get away with some shit. But
all right, let's get back into this press conference.
Getting him back after what happened in the offseason and kind of helping him out just to get back on track here with the Raiders.
I was just happy he was back. Once he's back, he's back. I was excited.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
You and Clint, different but very similar in your approach to football. It's all ball. Will you just talk about that development and that relationship, please, sir?
Yeah. I didn't even know this, but just I think from the interview to as we get going aligned as I think men, he has 4 kids, I have 4 kids, from values all the way to installing a defense, like putting everything in and teaching. He's a great teacher. He's a great communicator. He loves football. You know, I wouldn't say our personalities are exactly the same, you know how you feel, but we're very much aligned in many ways. And in the longer run, the more and more I see that.
Coach, you talked about your family just being in Las Vegas. When you look over at what the Golden Knights are doing, how much does that fuel this organization?
Oh, it'd be awesome. I mean, you see the city come to life with what's going on. I think about that all the time. You see that stadium sitting right next to, you know, T-Mobile. And, I mean, that would be awesome. That'd be great. It's great.
Well, the only way the Raiders are ever going to sell out a stadium like that is if they start winning. The only reason why that WNBA team and that hockey team in Vegas was really able to sell out from the rip, not only were they winning off rip, but it was almost a certain because they were a homegrown team. Like they weren't some fucking transplant, fucking stepchild, fucking abandoned foster care fucking team like the Raiders or the fucking Oakland A's. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their teams. You feel me? That's like how the Raiders were Oakland. You know what I'm saying? So of course they were gonna ride there for surely. But if the Raiders can win some fucking games, you think there's a bunch of fucking fans of that hockey game and at that WNBA game? Shit, there's 20 times that in terms of Raider fans, but they just ain't gonna go until they start winning. It just ain't gonna happen. So.
Example.
Trying to build something from the ground up, like how you're being able to build something that you want to build here. How exciting is it that nobody really knows what you guys are going to look like when the season starts, right? You're just going to unleash this on the league, and nobody really has an idea of what to kind of look for.
It's great. It's great. I mean, it is great because, I mean, it's trying to keep an advantage, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so focused on, I want to know what they know. You know, I want to hear them talk. I want to hear their communication, and I want a player-led defense, and them to understand conceptually right now is really what the big word is of you know, the concept of cover two, for example, not a call, you know, and that's how you're able to be multiple. That's how they're able to understand the strengths and weaknesses of a call, and that's really been our focus. So, like I said, in an 18-game season, when you have to evolve to injury or what type of quarterback you're playing, you're able to do so. You're teaching them the game, you know, and we started in phase one with, you know, this is how we get in a huddle, you know, so, you know, assuming nothing. And I enjoy that. I'm a teacher at heart, and all the guys I've hired, you know, are great teachers. You know, Ronell Williams is a great, phenomenal linebacker coach. Matt Robinson, I already told you about Joe and Al, and then Travis Smith. They've done a phenomenal job. I told him I want the players to feel that energy when they walk into the meeting room. Get to the point, get them to the walkthrough, get to practice. You know.
All right. So, what do you guys take from that? Because that was one of my more interesting things I took from his press conference.
Imagine being able to build an app with your.
When he was asked, you know, how does it feel like coming into this year when the entire NFL really don't know what the Raiders are going to bring to the table? I think that's an interesting question. I like how he attacked it. They're not really trying to teach the plays, but they're trying to teach the players the concept, which is, you know, well, this is where I'm supposed to align at. And if I'm not here, this is what can happen to the defense, or vice versa. You feel me? This is where my teammate's supposed to be. And if he ain't there, that's going to be our weakness. I think that is the best way to teach, instead of trying to teach somebody, this is how I want you to play my cover two play. What's your guys' thoughts?
Communication is going to be key. It's
What happened?
Y'all both started and then y'all stopped.
And Nate freeze? I think Nate froze. Oh no, he's there. No, go ahead.
Oh, he there.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
Communication.
Oh yeah, communication is gonna be key. That's one of the things I think that Stokes was really drafted for. He's supposed to be that leader in the back. So, pause. But there's 11 guys out there, so we need all 11 guys to start speaking up and start connecting and getting that cohesiveness going. Because it is a complicated defense, like we said earlier in the episode. It's gonna demand a lot of these guys to know multiple things and multiple sets and know how to shift and pay attention to keys and your reads and all. It's gonna take a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how complicated it is, but I think that there's a lot of variations. And whenever you want to have a lot of variations, you definitely have to have communication across the board. Because if he's giving them the freedom to elect blitzes and things like that, you have to have someone cover a spot that you just came from, and that can only happen through, you know, playing with each other and knowing, playing with each other on the field, and you know, being able to, you know, signal or whatever, kind of like how Stoops was saying, him and Johnson's were, like they could just look at each other and they knew what was going on, and that's an added plus. I think playing fast and making mistakes is cool. I'm glad that he's giving them that leverage to do that. You know, just trust your eyes, and if that's what you thought, go with it, because that could be corrected. Because with film study and just making the same mistake multiple times will bring you some kind of experience to know what you should and shouldn't do. So he giving them the confidence to do what they need to do, and I like it. So if you're gonna make a mistake, make it at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, good stuff happens when you play fast. I like that.
For me, when I look at it, you know what I mean. One of the things that I noticed that when they went out and got these free agents, and then the guys that they drafted for the defense, these guys have high football IQs. They are players who can understand and grasp general concepts, but still be able to make decisions on the fly. These players can read defenses. They understand, well, they can read offenses, basically. I'll say they can read an offense. This is vice versa with offense reading defense, but they can read an offense. You know what I mean? These are guys who like watching film. These are guys who like to study their opponent. I mean, when you look at what they've done in other places in their career, you know what I mean? Even with Nakobe Dean, yeah, he may have missed some time, but when he got on the field, the man played extremely phenomenal football. He was in the right place. He was making tackles. He was putting people in the right position. Can he stay healthy? That's the only question. It's not can he play. It's can he stay healthy. So you're asking the wrong questions. It's the wrong question to be asked. Can the man play? Yes. That's all I give a fuck about. And he plays football at a high level. Now you take our other linebacker that we just brought in, you know, and they played along the same defense in Georgia.
Who are you talking about? Quay Walker?
Yeah, Quay.
Okay.
Talking about Quay Walker. They played together, national champions. Quay played really well in Green Bay.
I think Eric Stokes played with them too.
Stokes,
Georgia boys.
And I believe that was Brock Bowers' like redshirt season. Like, his freshman season.
Freshman year was with them.
Yeah, freshman year.
Yeah. But I mean, even when you look at the two boys from Arizona, I'm not getting into a whole lot of names right now. I'm just calling out the picks that those two dudes are extremely highly intelligent. You know what I mean? Like their football IQ is kind of off the chart for defense. Palomalu is another guy who has a really high football IQ. He was just playing out of position. He was playing a spot that really wasn't his spot to play. Because when he plays strong safety, just literally focused on the position that he's going to play this year, he's going to be so much better. So, he was learning how to play that free safety position, and he did okay. He treaded water, and that's really all you can ask for somebody to go out there and play a position that they not really into play. He didn't drown. You know what I mean? He didn't drown, but he still was able to get some interceptions at that position. That's from having a football IQ. You know what I mean? Being in the film room and learning. So I don't have a problem with having a light playbook. That's basically all you really telling me. We about to go out here and play a little mixture of football that y'all ain't really seen before. You know what I mean? Like we gonna let them play what they know best. You know what I mean? With some structure. That's all that is. We're gonna let them play what they know best with some structure.
Yeah, it seems like they're just gonna try to dumb it down. Like we're gonna call cover 2. You feel me? You just run it the way you know how to run a cover 2. You feel me? Understand where you're supposed to be at, where your teammate's gonna be at. Don't worry about us. You feel me? Wanting you to run it a certain way. You just run the way it's coached, the way it's schemed. So, like I said, one thing you said too is that with the Raiders defense got smarter, dude, they got a hell of a lot faster too, bro. Like our defense is so fast. Like we got so many people on our defense that can truly run now. We got linebackers that can run. All the corners that we brought in are all like 4-3 guys on top of Darian Porter, regardless of, some people think that he might not be or he may develop, whatever. I still think he probably has a future with the Raiders, but he ran 4-3, so the Raiders are extremely fast. Jeremy Chinn was a sub 4-4 guy. You know what I'm saying? Palomar is a 4-3 guy. Both the kids we brought in from Arizona are both 4-3 guys. Like, dude, we got so much faster. And that was one thing I had taken away from the draft when we did the draft is that the Raiders drafted a lot of guys that had high RAS scores, which RAS stands for relative athletic score. Just how athletic are you? The strongest, the fastest. And like a lot of the players that the Raiders drafted, dude, were like super high on the RAS score, like just pure athletes. And I don't think there's anything against drafting more guys that are more athletes that can be coached, as long as you have coaches that know how to coach and teach. And I think that's probably what the Raiders feel like Spytek has and Kubiak and the squad that he has with them, is that these guys are going to be great teachers, and they can go out there and they can get some guys that can burn a little bit, that can get taught the X's and O's once they get to the league. So, at the end of the day, certain things, are just God-given traits. You feel me? And these big guys that are extremely fast and strong, those guys, they got given a trait that can't really be taught, and the Raiders definitely capitalize on that. Because if you look at the draft picks that we drafted to, like almost every single one of those guys had like an extremely high RAS score, like 9 plus, with the measuring stick being 1 through 10. Like we drafted so many guys that were 9 plus RAS score guys. So we got a comment right here by Capio Capoletti. He says, do you guys think Shedrick Jackson makes the team again? I think he can be a solid player if given the opportunity. Shedrick Jackson, I believe that's the nephew of Bo Jackson. I think he can make the team. I think that entire wide receiver room is up for grabs, bro. I don't think there's anybody outside of, Naylor and Trey Tucker that are probably the sure things. I think all those other receivers all have something to prove, bro. I still think Tucker and Naylor do, but I think that wide receiver room in general is one of the most wide open rooms we have on our team. At least in my opinion.
If he's given the opportunity, he needs to make the best of it. It's the only way you make the team. I don't care who nephew you are. It don't matter to me. If they give him the opportunity and he proves worthy of being on the team, then so be it. But if he does not and he fumbles the opportunity, well, he fumbled his spot.
DTJ, I think could be on his way out, and I think that Jackson could open up a spot for Jackson.
You said who could be on their way out? I'm sorry.
DTJ, Donald Trump Jr. Dante Thornton Jr.
Donald Trump Jr.
Donald Trump Jr. I think we can stick him with AOC, and then we can get that 6th round pick.
Damn, bro. AOC for a 6th round pick would be tough. That'd be a gut punch.
With Cedric Jackson?
Yeah, just throw him in there.
Wow.
All right, yeah, I'm done talking. Let's get back into the press conference. Let's wrap this Rob Leonard shit up.
A guy in the secondary can play on multiple spots on the field. How important is it to have that flexibility, which you got with those guys in the DB group?
It's always important. It's a matchup league, it's a matchup league. You can't out-scheme people all day, and that's really important. But at the same time, you have to be careful with progression of bringing players along. Of you think they can handle 1 or 2 spots. Well, maybe we just start them off with 1 spot. With the vision to build that way. So you need to know this, and then maybe down the road. And that's a case by case scenario, but based on the player. But those being multiple is important.
You just talked about a player-led defense, but clearly we don't have pads on. But when you watch Quay see some spills in him, just his communicative skills, the way he's moving guys around. Do you see some of that early with Quay, a little bit of splaying?
Yeah. I see Quay. He's an avatar out there. You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy that looks like an outside linebacker that can play off the ball, play on the ball. He blitz. He's communicate. Yeah, he's a leader. Him and Nakobe have been great, and you can definitely feel his presence.
Rob, we spoke with a couple of your assistants yesterday, and they mentioned that one theme.
So I did want to pause it right there because I want to talk a little bit about what's your guys' thoughts on the early standouts performances of Quay Walker. They're saying he's looking really good out there running with the ones as the green dot of the defense. How we feeling so far early on? What up, Realize? Right, man.
Without Dean there, yeah, I like that he could take over, especially knowing that what we know about Dean, he might not last the whole season, so we need another capable guy already taking that leadership spot. So I'm all about it. It's good. I like Quay Walker. I like he's kind of a what do you call him, an avatar in a way, but more like a unicorn, I guess. He can play all the positions. Yeah.
Anybody else got any thoughts on Quay Walker?
I don't really think nothing with linebackers. In OTAs, linebackers, I don't see the value in linebackers until it's time to hit. Like, because you gotta see if they can tackle. That's so flying around the field, doing all that. That's cool. I could dig it, like whatever, you know. But I really not going
linebackers on Sunday.
What up, Rulis?
They tackle in practice. The NFL don't like that.
Well, even if they go, whatever they go, because they tackle sometime, but they don't tackle in camp. But
I'm just talking about the calls in general. He's getting the calls and getting the lingo down. And
what up, Bueno?
Understand
as far as that, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool because if Bean goes down, he's going to get it anyway. So it's good that he's getting it early in camp. That's what OTAs is for, installation and getting into shape for camp. So it's cool. It doesn't make my radar go up or down.
Yeah, I just think that somebody's going to have to show up in OTAs, you know what I'm saying? And he's just the one showing up right now, and I think it's almost to be expected just because we really don't have anybody else that I think is going to come up and step up and fill their shoes. I mean, Eichenberg and Lindenberg, those dudes definitely aren't ready to fill that role yet. So even I don't know if they ever will. I don't even know if they're ever going to be that good. But the point I'm trying to make is that that's what they're there for. You feel me? It's almost like when people are like, Fernando Mendoza's got the best ball in camp. Like, well, fuck, he should. He's the number 1 pick. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay, Eichenberg, Lindenberg, Bo Jackson nephew, and AOC, and we can get a 5th round pick.
Hey man, stop hating on Tommy Eichenberg and Cody Lindenberg. I think Tommy Eichenberg was one of the best special team players in the league last year, if I'm not mistaken. Like led the special teams and tackles or something.
And he was him.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can get a 5th round for sure, man.
All right, let's move on because this fucking
Theme that you have for your defense is aggression, and that aggressiveness solves a lot of problems. Can you go into more of what you want that to look like and how you start that, early in OTAs?
Yeah, I'm a little crazy. I would like them to play fast, even at the cost of a mental error. I think, I don't like to see hesitation on the field. So even if you're unsure, make a decision and go and let us coach. Let us do our job. But, I don't want any slow blinkers out there. So still going into how we play box, how we attack the ball, how we run to the ball. You can't take it away if you don't run to the ball, and just staying with that mindset and instilling confidence in them that they can play that way, that they have the freedom from me. I don't care about a bust over that. That's not the difference of winning and losing to me.
lot of youth on your safeties.
So there you go. He was talk a little bit there that you feel me. He don't want players out there doing too much thinking. He just wants them to go. You feel me? He said, just let y'all go. If y'all blow a coverage, that's on us. We'll coach it up just so you guys won't do it next time type shit. And then he's also saying that he's like, I don't think games can be won or lost by a blown coverage or some shit like that. Now that's cap. That is definitely cap.
That's
I don't think he meant it like that. Yeah, I don't think he meant it like that. He better not, because that is cap.
Bro, the way he said that, I have to rewind a little bit because he said that shit.
He might have answered that too fast, man.
Let me hear it again. What he said.
Staying with that mindset and instilling confidence in them that they can play that way, that they have the freedom from me. Like, I don't care like about a bust over that. That's not the difference of winning and losing to me.
So he said, I don't care about a busted play. That doesn't mean the difference in winning or losing. Fuck that. Fuck it.
Well, he started off the comment by saying he a little crazy though, so you got to give him a little bit of leverage there.
I agree.
He just basically saying go ahead and play fast, and then you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Now, one thing, the positive about that of having that mindset is what you will eliminate is people yelling at each other, being in the wrong place at the wrong time on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, man, you should have been here, and we coached it, we played it up this way, and it ain't gonna be too much of that. It's gonna be like, man, I thought it was this, and then it's gonna be more of a teaching thing from player to player, like they're doing in camps. No, next time you feel like that, do that and let me know so I can loop back around and I got your back. You know, so. I think that's pretty cool because it sets a culture and some confidence early with the defense that's unknown, a total unknown.
I bullshit.
Yo, y'all, I realize we're running 3-4, but that's just base. We probably won't be in a ton of 3-4 base defense.
It all depends on when that busted play happens.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it is the difference between winning or losing. It all matters when that busted play happens. If it's fourth quarter with 30 seconds to go, you know what I mean, and they need 40 yards to get in the field goal range, and we end up giving a busted fucking play and they get 60 yards, you know what I mean? Yeah, that matters.
That part.
It matters.
Yeah, well, part of coaching is tell them, all right, let's stay disciplined right now. Like, he better tell them that. It ain't like I hope he don't give them full range all game long. I would hope he would, like, because you're right. You don't want to start guessing and trying stuff at the wrong time. You know, it's got to be calculated. So
control chaos.
Control chaos. I will hope you're right there. You're like, I hope he would coach it up and tell him, like, look, let's be disciplined right here. Let's stay in this situation because all they need is this, and let's just keep them in front of us type deal.
A busted play in the second quarter is fine. A busted play in the fourth quarter is not.
Exactly. Hey, but we the people makes a great comment. That's a fact. He said pretty much what he means it as that the game shouldn't come down to a busted coverage. And I agree. If the game should never come down to, oh fuck, we had it all on the line right here and we fucked it all up. Usually it's something that had led at that point to even be to that position.
Yeah, busted coverage can sometimes be that first down we need them not to get. It don't have to be a touchdown for a blown coverage. It could be just you call the wrong coverage at the wrong time and they got what they needed. So so that's on Coach Robbie. That ain't on the players at that point because the players are just playing. They playing by feel. It's okay to play by feel, but the coach needs to play by feel and by insight. So he better step in at the right times.
Can we run that little sentence back one more time?
Why his comment, right? I mean, the last thing he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. 906.
Staying with that mindset, and then these slow blinkers out there. So still going in. So even if you're unsure, make a decision.
That, early in OTAs.
Yeah, I'm a little crazy. I would like them to play fast, even at the cost of a mental error. I think, I don't like to see hesitation on the field. So even if you're unsure, make a decision and go and let us coach. Let us do our job. But you know, I don't want any slow blinkers out there. So still going into how we play box, how we attack the ball, how we run to the ball. You can't take it away if you don't run to the ball, like, and just staying with that mindset and instilling confidence in them that they can play that way, that they have the freedom from me. Like, I don't care, like, about a bust over that. That's not the difference of winning and losing to me.
There's a lot of youth in your.
Okay.
I mean, can he not care about? Could he not care about a busted coverage because he's a D line coach and he's never really had to give a shit about what's going on in the back end of the defense, and now he does?
No. What he just basically, because if you out there thinking too much, you're gonna give it up. So he rather them. If you have to pick between the two, I would pick for them just play fast, like because let them coach, like he said, let them coach. Because if y'all out there consistent with what y'all doing, I understand the DNA of y'all. So I'll tell y'all, hey, look, I'm gonna need you not to blitz this time or whatever. That let them coach, like he said, just let them coach. Just do what you do. Don't try to outthink yourself, because then I gotta figure out what you was thinking after you figure out what you was thinking, and then now I gotta tell you how to change what you was thinking. That's a lot. That's a little too much.
I heard a lot of contradiction.
All right, let's move on.
Your safeties and a lot of younger guys. How much do you rely on Jeremy Chinn and Isaiah to kind of step in and be the veterans on that?
A lot, just in terms of how they operate, you know, as they're learning the defense too. But I mean, they're confident guys, you know. And then Taron Johnson out there today, same thing. Like, this kid's a pro, man. So it's no different with the question with Quiddy. You know, those guys leading the way. That's what needs to happen.
What do you think about the secondary in general? Just there's been a lot of attention to detail as far as guys that have ball skills, guys that have turned the ball over a lot in their careers coming up. What do you think about them?
About anybody specifically?
Just the way the room looks like they all have that same mindset.
Yeah, if it's up, it's ours. You know what I mean? We talk about, you know, it's hard right now in the off season going, you know, staying up, but you can see when a guy's in a position to make a play, anticipation out of breaks. That's why I think individuals so important, giving the coaches their indie time to rep, you know, change of direction, not taking anything for granted there, not just doing schematic type things. Putting them in position to do things that they would do in a game, that they can confidently do it and attack the ball. That's what's really important.
What's it been like for you building a coverage scheme for the first time after, you know, spending a lot of time with the defensive line and linebackers throughout your career?
A lot of fun, a lot of work, a lot of hours spent, a lot of communication. You know, like I said, Joe Woods, Matt Robinson, Al Holcomb have been extremely helpful. I've challenged the staff as much as anybody. Like, we got to be ahead of, you know, how we're going to be attacked and what our answers will be, as well as, like, this is the teaching process. These are our rules. Okay, how would you attack us? You know, like, if we were the offense, what would you do? Having those conversations before they actually happen. And, you know, it was my job to set the concepts of this is what we're going to be. These are the coverages we're going to play. These are, you know, so on and so forth. But going through the minute details, we've done that together.
Robbie, watching Taron today, I was extremely impressed with how quick he can just flip his hips. Will you talk about his technique? He just seemed to be just technically right on the mark.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, his body control, his change of direction is elite. His awareness, his vision, the instincts. I mean, I mean, when you can see it in one day, it's pretty glaring. So that was exciting. Yeah.
Just over 2 months from your first preseason game, have you decided if you're going to be coaching up in the booth or down on the field?
Not officially. I got to talk to Clint about that.
So I want to pause. To ask you guys, do you guys think that's a big deal? If he's coaching on the field or in the booth, do you guys put a lot into that?
Yeah, you got to be on the field, bro. You got to it's night and day. I mean, you have an advantage from that point of view up there, but you got other coaches for that. But I think the main play caller or defensive guys got to have a feel and got to be able to look at his players' eyes and see what they see or communicate. It's just way better for the flow of the game, in my opinion.
You get to be like more up and close with your teammates and shit, more personal. You feel me?
Yeah.
Type shit. You feel me? No, I hear you. Like I definitely, if I was a coach, I wouldn't want to be up in the booth. I'd be down there trying to be part of the vibe.
And you make a good play, you win the game, you want to be down there celebrating. It's
Well, it depends if you want to be a cheerleader or if you want to be an eye in the sky. Like what
Man, he called on the field coaches cheerleaders though.
That's exactly what it is. If you want to be able to cheerlead your defense on and give them all the rah you going up and down the sideline because you want to keep the energy and intensity, that's cool. That's a good thing. But what I do know is when you're looking at players on the field at field level, there's no way that you're going to be able to see what their defense is doing. And sure, you got other people telling you, but that takes time. And so it all depends on how you feel, how he feels about it, because it sounds like he wants to do one thing and Coach Klub want him to do something else. So I don't know which one is which, but I personally, I would love to be on the field with the players, but ideally though, as a D coordinator, yeah, I need to be up there so I can see what all these players are doing, and not rely on secondhand information.
Oh, he's the scapegoat for sure. When all this shit, if all this shit goes to shit, they're gonna
because then Kubiak could be like, I didn't even want him. Y'all won him. Y'all gave him y'all good graces. Y'all vouched for him.
He's gone, and Max is like, I want to trade again.
Yeah, he's for sure gonna be gone then.
That's a fact.
I mean, there's benefits from being on the field besides cheerleading.
I didn't say he was only a cheerleader, bro. I said if you want to.
I think my coach to be in the booth. I ain't gonna lie. That's just me though.
I gave other examples other than cheerleading as well, but
yeah, no, I'm saying there's more benefits to being on the sideline than just.
And nowadays they got the tablets. My bad, Dirty. They got the fucking tablets, so it's like
not the same, bro.
It don't matter.
When you call a play, right? When you call a play and you watching it because you called the play for a certain reason, you want to see if it works and also the counters to it, or even let's say, for example, you're trying to set up another play, but you're running this play to set up the play. You're looking at the defense, how they're lined up and what they're doing, and as it develop in real time. Sure, you can go get an iPad, but by the time you get the iPad, if you saw the play in the booth and did the iPad thing, you're already like a half a second ahead because you already knew what you saw when you seen it. You on the field, you're not going to be able to see it like that. You can only watch one or two things at the most on the field. But up in the box, you can look at the coverage, you can look at the D-line, and you can follow something.
You're making it sound like it's college, though, bro. These are professional. They got people with the iPads like right there, like right next to them. They get immediate access.
So looking at an iPad is better, is more advantageous than looking at the play in real time when you called the play.
It depends on if you want to be on the field or not. If you want to be up the booth, that's his choice. But
no, I'm just saying,
I like to see my coaches on the field having a feel for the game, and
that's cool. I'm not saying that he shouldn't. Just saying he should be in the booth.
But none of it matters. None of it matters if we're not winning. So let's just keep that straight.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's the advantage of having it, looking at the play in real time. Like,
realize that he got to be on the field for communication, but if you want to go up in the booth, and that's cool. Wait, we the people said Vic Fangio coaches from up in the booth. Vic Fangio does coach from up in the booth. All right, so let's continue with this press conference.
I think he's going to be on the field, though.
Yeah, same. Me too.
About that. Yeah,
especially with him being a D-line guy, like, you feel me? Like, he's always been
on the field.
Yeah, in the trenches and shit. He definitely gonna be on the field.
If y'all want my opinion about what I think,
you've been all the way back to Cardinal Gibbons and all the way through your career. How much have you thought about when this opportunity actually came and how you would embrace it and run with it? Like, when did you start kind of?
I don't care too much for that question.
Then do but I didn't like, the NFL take place and just there. I like that stuff irritates me to have this opportunity. So, and I'm very aware of that.
Robbie, you had a few years there where teams contacted the Raiders wanting to talk to you, and the Raiders were like, no thanks, we're not letting him go.
Yeah.
When you look back at
Don't care about
Rob
feel-good
fans, the
questions. Much
organization,
respect
this,
to you,
something
Rob
like
Leonard, but I really don't care too much.
All day, you've kind of talked about being multiple with this defense, and obviously there's a huge commotion about switching over to a 3-4 based defense. So with that being said, with the linebackers and the defensive tackles that are being brought in, how important is it to have a deep rotation in those two rooms, especially if you want to be multiple with that base as well?
Yeah. Up front, it's always important to be deep, and be able to rotate, just is. It's not a crazy drastic, for the front guys, they're like, hey, I'm an outside shade, an inside shade, or head up. I'm a 3, a 2, or a shade. I don't think it's for how we teach D-line that it's something drastically different. What's my technique? Who am I striking? And then in terms of 3-4, 4-3, that's just in my mind.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I know more than the defensive coordinator, but for him to say that it's not different is complete bullshit. Like, it's more than just leverages, bro. It's completely different body types. Like, I don't know, bro. Let me just shut up. I just feel like
he's just talking about schematically. He's just talking about schematically.
I hear you. I guess. Let me just shut up. Let's continue.
The edge guys, who's dropping, who's rushing. Which is a little bit different, but I don't think the change is as drastic as it may sound, if that makes sense.
But it's a change. You're right.
The change wouldn't be so drastic if you didn't have a player like Maxx Crosby. And the reason why I say that, bro, it's because the point of having a 3-4 is to have more of an unpredictable defense to where you can have 2 pass rushers that can not only pass rush, but can drop into coverage at any given moment and create a big play. Maxx Crosby is never going to do that. He's never going to drop into cover. I mean, obviously he had a play against Chicago last year. Salutations to him. But I don't think he's going to be able to be good enough on a consistent basis in coverage to where teams, when he drops into coverage, they're not going to intentionally target him. And I feel like
but when they drop in coverage, they're not dropping into a man coverage though. They drop into a zone.
Yeah, but we seen him play like, what was it, last year, a couple years ago? People were like, why are they dropping him in coverage? And he would just start getting out there just getting fried, bro. He's uncomfortable.
Getting fried.
Every time they was throwing the ball to him when he was dropping in coverage, he was getting fried.
I don't know, but I'm just saying all he had, and even in that situation, they'll be then lined up so many different times. He would probably be the DN in that situation. They're not going to probably drop Maxx Crosby. I wouldn't necessarily suggest that,
And I'm with you. I think what they're gonna force him to do, bro, they're gonna try to force him to play defensive end in a 3-4. And I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be better for him to play than outside linebacker because he's not gonna be able to play outside linebacker in a 3-4.
No, of course not. They're gonna have somebody else fast running off the edge, and then you gotta account for that fast guy because if y'all double max, then that boy gonna kill your quarterback, whoever that is, whether that's mental reps or if that's
Could we see Malcolm Koonce as a 3-4 outside linebacker standing right next to Maxx Crosby as a 3-4 defensive end and seeing Koonce and Crosby at the same time on the same side?
You're gonna have to account for that. You're gonna have to account for that somehow. Even if you put Koonce on the other side and have your boy mental reps coming around the edge, you're gonna have to block somebody because somebody's gonna be coming.
Malcolm Koonce, man, what the fuck about Kwity Paye? Fuck him out.
I just said Kwity Paye on the other side with
Kwity Paye's never shown what Malcolm Koonce has shown as a pass rusher. Kwity Paye's not known as a pass rusher. Kwity Paye is more known as an edge setting run defender. He's not a pass rusher at all. I think the most sacks he's ever had in a season is like 7 or something. He's not a pass rusher. He's an edge setter. That's what he plays. He's probably going to play the other 3-4 defensive end role, and he's going to set the edge.
That's what you want from you. That's what you want.
Right. Then have Maxx come on the outside of him. That'd be nice. Nah. Then have Maxx come around And let Quiddy Pay
I feel
set
like
the
Malcolm
edge.
Koonce. I just feel like Malcolm Koonce is a better scheme fit in a 3-4 than a 4-3. That's just me, bro. I feel like standing up, when you look at his film coming out of Buffalo, bro, his film is very relative to what Khalil Mack was coming out of Buffalo. He's not the player Khalil Mack was, but guess what Buffalo runs, bro? They run 3-4. So Koonce was a 3-4 player coming out of college that was forced into a 4-3. I think under Gus Bradley, I think is when we had him. Or it may have been under Patrick Graham. Didn't we draft him under Gus Bradley, and then he got inherited to Josh McDaniels, or did Josh McDaniels draft him? Gus Bradley drafted him, no?
You put a lot of stock in the Koonce every year, bro. It doesn't.
I know. I was one of them. I did that. I did the same thing for Dylan Parham for a long time, Dirty. Like Nate knows.
This guy every year, bro, and it does not pay dividends. When you gonna start seeing what we see, man?
Who we talking about?
Malcolm Koonce. Because I think Malcolm Koonce. I'm willing to give last year a little bit of a off year because he was coming off that injury, bro. I don't even know if he was even ready to play yet.
Crazy.
Okay, so we put Malcolm Koonce with AOC, with Lindenberg, Eichenberg, and Bo Jackson nephew. We probably can get a third.
Here we go again.
Man.
I have a weird obsession. I just have a weird obsession with Raider drafted players, bro. I don't want to give up on him. I think he can be great.
Man, you got to give up on him like I gave up on Tyree, bro. You got to give up.
Hell
on him.
no! Don't even put Malcolm Koonce in the same. Don't even do that.
I like it.
Let's not even do that.
If I gave up on Tyree, you
Tyree Wilson was a top 10 pick. Malcolm Koonce was like a third or a fourth round pick.
If you don't do shit this year, you got to give it up, bro. You got to stop. You cannot. After this year, after his second.
Well, everybody gonna give up on him by then.
I think this probably is my make or break year for him, though, no doubt for sure. I'm not gonna have no excuses this year.
None. This is his
like I said last year, bro. The entire team sucked, bro, and he was still being coached by Patrick Graham, and he was coming off a fucking ACL injury. So
I've never seen a player get a back-to-back prove-it year deal with the same team.
You ain't lying.
It's because Malcolm Koonce is good, bro. They know how good he is, just like I do. I know how good he is too, but he's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, put him on the AOC team because all these players we just named got that same potential.
Man,
all right.
I
don't think Rob Leonard's got
too many boy walk away to New England. Okay.
We're going to get into the most interesting part of the press conference. Then anything else we get into, we get into it at that point. We get into Maxx Crosby, bro. We're going to hear what Maxx Crosby has to say. Hear about the over here watching some phone game real quick. Fucking ad. All right, here we go. Maxx Crosby.
Kaboom.
I don't really want to talk about that, to be honest. It's water under the bridge. It's a long time ago.
Hold on. What was the question? I got to hear this.
I learned,
I got to turn this up. I got to make sure I heard that right.
2 a.m. in Vegas.
I don't really want to talk about that, to be honest. It's water under the bridge.
Oh, hell no. There's no way he just swerved the Baltimore Ravens question and said that shit's water under the bridge. Bro, that shit is not.
It happened a long time ago.
Oh, my God.
Well, it did. It did.
That shit is not water under the bridge, though. Maybe it is because he's getting paid millions. That shit is not water under the bridge, bro.
Nobody been talking about that till today.
Me asking to be traded to Baltimore and it falling flat on its face is just water under the bridge is crazy.
Only winning can fix this. It's
oh my, that part, Nate. That part. I won't be so critical if we start winning. Let's just go.
It's a long time ago. A lot of things I learned, about what's going on and just what this league can bring. A lot of adversity, a lot of different things. You can't really anticipate a lot. But ultimately, I've been through a lot of my life. It's
yeah, bro. He thought he was the whole shebang. Boy, he went over to Baltimore and got sliced the biggest piece of Humboldt pie he's had his entire career, boy. That's what that is. That boy getting humble. But I will say this, bro. I think if you're going to get the best out of Max, you're going to get him now, bro, because now he's not only going to want to prove the Raiders wrong, but he's going to want to prove the Ravens and the entire NFL wrong. They were wrong about his knee. So he may come crush the league, bro. I ain't going to lie. But if he's ever going to do it, this is going to be the year that he's going to do it. I ain't going to lie.
You ain't
That's
lying.
nothing to me. It is what it is. I'm here and I want to be here.
Because if he really wants out Black, you feel me? Like, his best thing to do is have a historical year, bro. So where he's gonna be like, I told you, motherfuckers, the Ravens should have kept me. I told the Raiders, you feel me? Now, if you want me, you're gonna have to come at the Raiders with 3 first-round picks and a whole new bag. You feel me? If he comes out and pulls like a 18 sack season or some shit.
Yeah, if he
Realize says 16 and a half sacks.
If he refill his ego up, then yeah, but I'm hoping he don't refill his ego up because he just got humbled. He can be humbled again. Just go on and wear that chip on your shoulder about how they treated you, and then go on and make good with the Raider Nation by winning games because you addressed everything but you saying Flock Nation. And I had a question today that I want to know the answer to from you guys. If he would have said that in Oakland, what would have been the response?
Am I the only one that thinks he looked kind of small?
He looked like he a little bigger, bro.
Yeah, he looked a little skinny in the arms to me,
He
man.
definitely look a little skinny for real. Because that knee, bro, he hasn't been able to work out because his knee's all fucked up.
Man, that don't stop you from doing your upper body, nigga. No.
I knew you was gonna say that. I mean, that's probably his excuse, though. I ain't been working out, man. I'm injured, man.
Nah,
he
man,
does look skinny.
That don't stop you from
definitely does.
Do some curls, some fucking push-ups.
Some
Push I want him to be Myles Garrett now.
Nah, I don't want him to be Myles Garrett, but
wants to get paid like Myles Garrett. Shit. He wants to get
Just
paid like
saying,
Myles Garrett.
He looked a little weak in the arms. That's all I'm saying, brother. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's get into this shit because there's couple things I wanted to compare this shit to that he had said. So.
Excited to be here, and got a lot of work to do, but yeah, it's water under the bridge.
Shit.
5 different times today, vets were teaching young guys. It really appears the staff is pushing to the vets. We want you as coaches on the field. We want you imparting your wisdom. Would you talk about that part of this team, please?
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a really good group of older guys and, a mixture of young guys and vets. And anytime, you can get the guys that have done it and have been in the fire to help the young guys, I think that's extremely valuable.
All right, let's stop it there. Let's stop it there. Now we about to get real, bro. He said, whenever you can get guys that have been there and done that, you feel me? But the type shit, you guys heard what he said, right? Now let's hear what Greg Townsend had to say about when he went over to the Raiders and offered Maxx Crosby some advice. Let me make sure I got this exact timestamp, so I don't want to fumble the bag on this one. 1450, right about here. So we're gonna throw it over to shout to the Coach JB show. We're going to throw it over to his show because his show had Greg Townsend on him, all-time sack leader for the Raiders, if you didn't know, was asked. And Greg Townsend talks a little bit about going over and introducing himself to Max and how Max treated him. So
I don't want the coaching that they have now. I don't want that. I know the coaching stinks because I had a coach named Earl Leggett. He played 13 years himself for the Bears and the Rams. He played 10 of them for the Bears and the other 3 for the Rams. So I love being coached by a football player. Somebody that's been there, done that. These other coaches ain't never played.
Now, didn't Maxx Crosby just say that, right? He loves guys that want to come in and learn from guys that have been there and done that, right? So he's pretty much spilling the same shit, but just continue to listen.
They never played. So to see somebody like a Maxx Crosby out there with that kind of coaching, I'm telling myself, okay, Matt's telling the coach what he's going to do or not going to do. The coach is not in charge. The coach is not in charge of Matt. Like Earl Leggett was in charge of myself. If Earl told me that them at Townsend don't come inside, I'm not coming inside.
Right. That's simple.
He told Howie, you got the right end spot now. Look, Greg, you go to left, and Howie, you go to right. That's what's gonna happen. There's nobody gonna say, I don't want to go to right end. Ain't none of that. You're just gonna shut up and do what you're told.
Yes, sir.
But in my opinion,
man,
because when I went to OT,
Listen,
I tried to talk
here.
to Max.
Listen, right here is what he's gonna tell exactly what he tried to do to Max. Right here, listen.
None of that. You're just gonna shut up and do what you're told.
Yes, sir.
But in my opinion,
man,
because when I went to OT, I tried to talk to Max. Max wasn't hearing it. He wasn't hearing it. I wanted to ask him why he come inside, and he said, yeah. He gave me one of those. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I won't help you.
The dis-fucking respect, bro. The dis-fucking respect for Maxx Crosby to come on a press conference and say that, oh, I love that, you have these young guys that want to come in and learn from, guys that have been there and done that. And Greg Townsend took time out of his life to go over there and to try to give Maxx Crosby a little bit of advice. And to his words, Maxx Crosby was like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing.
That's not what he said. That is,
y'all gotta learn how to read between the lines.
Ain't no reading between the lines. He's not even that type of guy. He told exactly how it was.
He told it exactly how it was. You can
tell Max was like,
he tells the coaches where he wants to play.
That wasn't a shot at Max.
Can't tell me nothing. Y'all need to stop fanboying for Maxx Crosby.
No, I haven't even given an opinion.
Hold on, Black. Hold on, because y'all keep cutting me off, and I give y'all time, man. Look, if you go back and rewind to the beginning of your clip at the 1450, this is all about the coaching today. This ain't got nothing to do with Maxx Crosby. It's got everything to do with, he said he didn't like the coaches today because they've never played the game.
That's irrelevant. That's not even that was just the beginning. We was talking about how he said he tried to go give Max advice and Max wasn't hearing none of his advice. Yeah. I'm the best. Yeah.
But he's blaming that on the coach.
And Raider fans sit there and let Maxx Crosby disrespect our legends and wonder why we suck. Fuck out of here.
It's not a disrespect. It's a, okay, cool. I hear you, but I'm not going to play where this guy wants me to play if I don't want to play there. You
ain't got no choice, bud.
I mean, because that's why he's laughing when he's saying
the entitlement is diabolical work.
But he's not blaming Max for that. He's blaming the coaching of.
Imagine if you went to your job tomorrow and told your boss you're not doing this. Your ass would be fucking fired tomorrow, dude.
But think about it.
Greg Townsend wasn't a coach.
Also, Ben, think you go to your job tomorrow, right? You left today.
Facts, we the people. I ain't hearing none of that shit. Y'all making excuses.
I'm just saying. You go to your job today, right? You leave, you got a boss. When you come in tomorrow, you got a new boss, a motherfucker who don't even know nothing. You ain't never seen this person before. They got no experience in the field that they in, but now they your boss. You ain't gonna have a problem with that? Yeah, you're gonna have a problem with that. And that's all Greg Townsend was saying in that clip, is that today's coaches ain't like the coaches of the past. Those were coaches that played the game and knew what they were talking about. He was saying some of these coaches today, they ain't never played. All they've ever held is held a book. So how a lot of players today don't respect them because they had to listen to them because they the coach, but they don't literally listen to them because they don't never touch the field. So if I'm out here playing the game and I see something and I'm experiencing something and you over here trying to tell me some bullshit that I ain't agreeing with, and I'm a star, nigga, okay, yeah. That's basically what he was saying. It wasn't a shot like Max wanted to disrespect him. That's why he said it.
All right, so let's just throw this out there. Let's just throw this out there since you said Maxx Crosby was a star, right? This podcast that we just showed was from 2 years ago, going on 3 years ago. And he visited camp maybe the year before that. First off, Maxx Crosby's never been a star. Maybe to some of you guys he has. And he definitely wasn't a star 3 years ago. So 4 years ago. So.
Yeah, we've been trying to trade him for 2 years. So of course,
and at the end of the day, it don't matter, bro. We're talking about the greatest.
Hold on.
year of all time for the Raiders gets disrespected
Hold on,
by
though.
some nobody,
Hold on.
some redheaded
Hold on,
step
though.
child fucking culture vulture, dude. Fuck
Hold
that.
on, hold on, though.
That shit's
So
not-
Dirty is right that he was talking about the culture of players today because they don't listen to wisdom because of players. So the thing about it is, yeah, he used Max as an example because he used somebody in the franchise, right? So that's cool. But the thing about advice is you don't have to take it if you don't want to. It's advice. I don't have to listen to you. So it's not disrespectful because I didn't listen to you. Now he brushed him off. You could take that as disrespect, but we're talking about men that play football. If you get so butthurt over that, then something is wrong with you.
I didn't hear him. I looking at him answer the question, laughing jokingly, like I didn't see the harm.
I mean, he don't like Maxx Crosby. He's on camera calling Maxx Crosby a bitch. I got that lined up too. If you want to hear that,
what's Maxx total sack?
Tell me that one. That would be more.
So he a hater?
You want to hear the one where he calls Maxx Crosby a bitch? Here, hold your horses.
So he a hater.
The Supreme High Court is now in session.
He mad at Max because Max wouldn't listen to him.
Here it is.
Offensive linemen and more defensive depth for Wilkins and Crosby.
Well, my feelings on that is, it ain't that many good offensive linemen in the league. That's one position that it's lacking a lot, and it ain't because of the players. It's because of the coaches. I don't think guys are getting coached up enough to be successful in the offensive line department. So therefore, I think the pickings is slim, unless you got somebody over there that can coach them up, like a Tom Gable. I know he's a good coach over there. I know he worked with Pete for a lot of years too. So hopefully that combination can get back.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, I know you and I have had these personal conversations years ago.
Yeah, hold on. It's still getting to it. He was just talking about like a good offensive line coach because we had fucking.
But he said Tom Cable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said Tom Gable, but yeah, that's why JB had to correct him. But here it is. Here's the Maxx Crosby comment right here.
Oh, and they were great. Without telling too much of the story, but explain to the audience how important having that quarterback that is one of the fellas in the locker room, how that resonates to winning games in the NFL. I remember years ago you broke down the quarterbacks and how you ranked them from Jay Schrader to Plunkett to Hostetler and how some of them would kick it with the homies and the fellas.
Oh, this is not the right timestamp. Hold on, I'll find it. I was talking about this was actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, but I'll find it.
Oh no, it sounds like Greg Townsend might be a little haterade in the system, though.
It sound like he want old school football.
I mean, you guys can talk about it.
But it's a new age. Sometimes people get stuck in their era, bro, and they just don't like change. And I get it, but come on, man.
And not that he wrong. He not wrong because the players aren't as good as they could be because they're being coached by people that haven't played the game. He not wrong. But when you stuck in your ways like that, the new young bucks ain't gonna listen to you because you so old school with it. They're gonna naturally reject you just because how you coming off. Like, I gotta listen to you just because you was taught that. These new kids ain't being taught that.
And I'm sure it's a little bit of hate too. Because like I was gonna bring up the point that he's the all-time sack leader, and Max probably he's what how many? I want to say like 50, around the 50s, maybe 60s. How many sacks does Max have total right now? Well, with Greg Townsend being
38. He's 38 away.
Being the sack leader, he didn't make pennies, and he still gets overlooked by Howie Long, and then now Maxx Crosby's over here about to overthrow both of them. And as far as money goes, too, I'm sure he's probably a little irritated.
He's like years ahead of where they was at money wise.
He laid the pavement down. He laid the pavement down for Max to be able to make this money, and he probably feels a certain way. I'm like, yeah.
He's 38 sacks away. How long you think that'll take, Dirty?
2 seasons, 3 seasons.
For who, Max?
Yeah.
He can pass him in 3 seasons?
That's like 4 seasons.
I think he could pass. I think Max could pass him in 2 to 3 seasons. If Max knee is healthy, if his knee is healthy and the defense is built properly, yes, I believe Max could pass him in 2 to 3 years.
It's like 214. It's like 214 sack season and a 10 sack season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Or it's 3 13 sack seasons.
Or well, actually, he'll need one more on top of that. So it might be like 3-4 seasons.
The difference is if he does break that shit, none of it matters because he didn't win a Super Bowl like Greg Townsend. You know,
hopefully we win one in that 3 to 4 years, like we talking about.
I got us winning a Super Bowl in the next 3.
Max has got to get 16 sacks a season. I'm with that.
Oh, thanks, Alfredo. You're a real one, dude. I do have a short. He said you have the short. I did upload a short. Let me go find it.
You have a chance. You know what I mean? Break
There
the
it is, I
record.
found it. Thank you, Alfredo.
I was gonna say Greg Townsend was probably the most overlooked Raider.
All right, here we go.
There
I found the clip. I found the clip where Greg Townsend calls Maxx Crosby a bitch. Here we go.
And that's where I get so upset with Max says that. Because that bitch, he wants to dodge side speed. And that's where I get so upset with Max says that. Because that bitch, he says that.
Just let him play it through.
He wants to dodge, swim, go inside every time. I'm like, no. You got to take the long route. He's got to always take the long route because the offensive linemen don't want to even take the long route. He would love for you to come inside. That's the shortest route. Can't do that.
See,
My
this one
coach told me, he said, if you ever come inside, you better make the play.
So there it is. He said that's where he gets upset with Max bitch ass at. So there it is. There you have it. You guys want to hear it? There it is. So what's your context on that one? He got caught at bitch. Like Greg Townsend.
Yeah, with a laugh. When you laugh with the word bitch, bro, I can't even take you serious, bro. He laughed with it. That's what I can't stand with his ass. Bitch. Like, if you was really gonna call him a bitch, what's the laughter for? Put some bass in your voice. Put some bass in your voice. If you be like, Dirty, you a bitch. All right. Whatever.
All right, so this is all right. So since y'all said I got to jump off the Malcolm Koonce train this year, if Maxx Crosby does not have 12 sacks, all you Maxx Crosby fans need to hop off too, dog. That fool does not have 12 sacks.
That ain't how that work.
So that's the way. I mean, was that the
Max had 10 sacks last year. Max had 10 sacks last year. Koonce probably ain't had 10 sacks in 2 years.
Hey, Max played more games last year than Malcolm Koonce has played in 3 years.
So, he's also missed more games in his career than old buddy's missed too. He's missed like 20-something games. Malcolm Koonce only missed 1 season, which is less than 20 games.
Who missed 27 games?
I didn't say 27. I said 27. Maxx Crosby's missed like 21 games or 22 games or something.
Maxx Crosby missed how many games in his career?
Like 20 games.
When?
Like 5 fucking games, 4 or 5 games every single year of his career. At the end, the last 4 or 5 games.
But Malcolm Koonce doesn't make it out of OTAs, and yet we we having a conversation, right?
That boy missed 7 games.
Huh?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Dirty.
What'd you say?
He missed 7 games
In his whole
That
career,
sure
right?
does feel like 20 games. Might as well miss 20.
It feel like 20
It ain't even
games.
close. You're talking about feeling like
Like
that.
21, 22, something like that.
Yeah, something around that.
He's 7. And he said,
It
boy,
said
it
it feel
feels
like 20 games.
We've been losing so goddamn much. Who cares? That's what I'm playing with them shades. Clemson, man, beat us off for 20 games.
That's
He
what I'm
probably be
saying,
good.
bro. And how many games has Malcolm Koonce missed?
1 season.
Yeah. And a half.
Yeah,
And
like
another
that.
He only
half.
been playing 3 years.
It don't matter. You
You know what I
guys,
mean?
guys pick up
He's
the
played
thing.
18 games in
We
3
got
years.
a bunch of injury-prone fucking superstars. Quote air quotes. Like I can't, bro. We got to do better. I can't.
It's here.
I do not condone the
It's here.
injury-prone route.
Don't worry, it's here.
Well, the Raiders love paying Maxx Crosby, and he gets injured every year.
But he missed 7 games his whole career. That's amazing. And they shut him down. That's amazing.
We got
You say 20 games, Daddy?
we got the whole show without bringing up Derek Carr damn near, but Derek
Well,
Carr.
you killed that.
Yeah. We paid Derek Carr after his injury. Fuck. So it's just been Mark Davis thing for sure.
We gotta pay the stars, man.
Yeah, I like Keyron Crawford, Alfredo. I think he could be good for us.
Middle reps.
Alfredo, but Richard Lyon. I think he could be good.
Okay, what else Max say that y'all want to shoot at him? Are you done shooting at him now?
Yeah, we can list the rest of his press conference, though.
We hop on Carr now.
I'll talk about Carr. I'm talking about AOC.
He's ready to kill. He's ready to kill Max.
You know, you got guys across the board. Taron Johnson being here. You know, being able to teach a guy like, you know, Trey Stooks and pass down that knowledge is extremely important. Then you have Kirk with Fernando, and it's like, it goes on and on. So I think it's a really good mixture, and it's really important and valuable. Not just being on the field, but also being in the film room and being able to pass that knowledge down.
Knowing that you were going to be back on the Raiders this season, you said everything happens for a reason. How excited are you to be a part of this group heading into this year with all the new pieces?
Yeah, I'm fired up. Everyone knows my love and appreciation for this organization. That never changed, from day one. That's part of the business. There's a lot of other things that, don't need to be discussed, but ultimately I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm excited and, just being here with this group, we have a extremely smart and great leader of men and Clint Kubiak, coaching staff that is very detailed and very, I would say, tentative with everything they do. They're very, intentional with everything that we're trying to accomplish. We're not just going out there checking boxes. We're trying to get things done the right way and establish a foundation so that when the season comes, we're not out there, making shit up. It's just we go out and play football and we have a plan and this is how we need to execute. So they've been really good with that. I think Robbie is another big part of that. Obviously, everybody deserves their credit. We have a lot of work to do, but ultimately, like Robbie stepping into a D coordinator job is really awesome. I've been able to see him and work with him, as my D line coach for years. And now that he's able, to get the D coordinator job, he earned that. And, I think he's doing a really good job and he just brings juice every day. So when you have a lot of, I feel like we have a lot of young energy in the building. I'm 28 years old and I feel like the old man in the room now. So it's honestly it's crazy, but at the same time, I think everybody's doing their part. Everyone's learning. Everyone's trying to be the best version of themselves, and you can't establish that overnight. You got to do it right now. We got to do it every day, and every time you step in this building, you have to be intentional with how you're trying to accomplish your work.
It's so important for you to be out there in voluntary workouts, stretching with the guys, even though you're working your way back to being at 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a leader by nature. I want the guys need to see me. I want to be out there and be a part of the team. I just want to be one of the guys. I don't do it because it's me. Trying to be extra or anything like that. I just love what I do, and I love playing
No, you do it for your brand, but go ahead.
football, and I love just being on the field. Like that's my whole world, and being able to, do the stretches with the guys is something that, I think is important, and just being around the dudes, just getting better. You know what I mean? I feel like it helps the team in general and just bringing energy as we get the day rolling. But it's been really cool. It's every year's a different journey. And this is, we've been through a lot of changes, a lot of adversity since I've been here. But this has been a long, road to recovery. It's been probably the longest rehab I've been through. But ultimately, it's probably been the best by far, to be completely honest. And we're not even to the finish line. So there's so many people I could, mention in that category, from Rick Slade to, Jocelyn, that I work with every day. And, it goes on and on. Drew Grant, so many dudes that have, so many people in general that have helped me during this process, and give them a lot of credit. So, I love being out there with the guys, and I just love, being out there on the field. I'm real close, but I'm at that point where it's like, I forget, I'm at the point where I'm like almost there, but I forget that I need to relax a little bit. So that's kind of been the biggest battle right now, because I'm almost, back to, being out there.
It's early in the process right now, but what have you thought about the direction and the thumbprint that Robbie Leonard's put on this defense?
Yeah, he's got his own twist. He's been in a lot of different, a lot of different systems. Obviously, it goes back to, he was with the Giants, and then he was with Baltimore for a year, and then he was with, Miami with Brian Flores. He's been around Mike McDonald, just won the Super Bowl, and then being around Pat, Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? He's been with a lot of different people and have a lot of different influences. So I think just him in general, just being able to be a sponge. He's not a robot in anything he does. He's not trying to just do what everybody else wants him to do. He's going to do it his way. And guys respect that, because they know how hard he works and how much he loves and cares about his team, about this team and the players. And you can really feel that. You can't fake that energy. And I think that's a big reason why, he got the job, is because not only is he extremely smart when it comes to football, he just has a really unique and special way of being able to relate to the players, and guys feed off that energy. So yeah, he's done a hell of a job. Every single day, it's not going to be perfect, and he knows that. He's learning. This is his first time doing it, and it's really cool just having those conversations and being able to see him evolve. Because I was with him, 4 years ago, and he just came in trying to, he was an outside linebacker coach and D-line coach, and like he was just doing everything to try to just get us in a position to win. Now he's in a bigger platform, but he hasn't changed at all. And that's the coolest thing, because he's authentic. He's exactly who he is and who he says he is. And I think that's really special when you have, that coming from coaches.
You talked about the change, the different regime changes that have happened with this organization. I'm wondering too, what gives you more faith in this one than your, previous regime changes? Yeah,
honestly, it doesn't. I'm not into making predictions, getting too high, too low. Like I've been there before and in the past, and I'm always going to be overly optimistic. If you don't believe, you have no chance. So for me, coming in every single season, I believe, we play this game to win. We don't go here to rebuild or, have a chance or get a little bit better. Like, obviously, we have a lot of work to do, and we do have to get a lot better. And, there is a lot of things that need to go in our favor, but ultimately, like, I'm always going to be very optimistic. And I try to, feed that to my teammates. You know what I mean? If we go into the season thinking we're going to lose, you're probably going to lose. You know what I mean? So no matter what it is, no matter what the situation, no matter who's coaching, if you don't have everybody on board and everybody, invested and dialed in on finding ways to win and improve as an individual, so that can improve the unit and everyone is working, in the same direction, then, you're wasting time. So I think Clint has done an awesome job. Robbie's done an awesome job. Obviously, we have new coaches all over the place. We just have a lot of new energy, and it's different, but we're learning on the fly and learning each other. You know what I mean? We've only been around each other for a few months, and, we're just building those relationships, and we got a lot of new guys on the roster, and it's a process, and you just have to buy into it every day. You know what I mean? You can't look too far down the road. You can't look in the past. All that is irrelevant. You know what I mean? It's all about where your feet are at, and that's honestly where I think this team is what this team is doing right now is just not listening to the outside noise, not getting too high, too low, just being present and focused on getting better, because that's going to give us the best chance when it comes to Sundays.
All right, so I pretty much
hella long.
This shit. Yeah, bitch is hella long, bro.
That boy just talking.
Maxx Crosby said a lot of the right things. You know what I'm saying? Like, overall, I liked everything he said. Obviously I enjoy that he wants to be a part of it, and You know, he's happy with what's going on with the Raiders, because at the end of the day, bro, like as much as I might shade Maxx Crosby or whatever, he's the best player on the Raiders. And I say maybe the only reason why I competed with Brock is because Brock's he's already a first team All Pro. He's already done things Maxx Crosby hasn't done yet, but vice versa, right? But Maxx Crosby is the longest tenured Raider. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's the best player on our team. He's done it year in and year out for many years. But anyways, when the only way you're going to get your whole team on board, bro, is if you get your so-called best player on board. And it seems like, just from what he's saying, Maxx Crosby's on board. And if he's happy, then I guess the Raiders are happy, because all they've cared about is making him happy. So it is what it is. But I don't think the trade, he's off the hot seat yet with the trade. I think that it could still happen, but that's a story for another show.
Yeah, he's doing everything to keep his trade value up. So I'm good with that. As far as saying the right things, he's not being a distraction or a problem in the locker room, or not available in some cases. So that is a good sign. He is our best player on defense, especially. We need him out there, and I didn't think we could replace him this year, even though I would have took those 2 first-round picks. When he came back, I was kind of like, okay, we got him back. We weren't going to replace him this year for sure. And that, what's his name? Crawford's not. He's already taking days off. So, yeah.
No, I think they keep him happy. If they keep him happy and he wants to be here, I think he'll play well. He'll try to stay healthy, but anyways.
It all depends on his health. If he's healthy, he'll be fine. The defense is. It looks like they're trying to build a defense to win. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to be a part of a winning D? So.
I mean, he might be buying in because, like you said, bro, at least they're trying to build something. I mean, we can see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he don't see it. And this is probably, I'd say, I wouldn't argue. I'd have to say this is probably the most talent he's probably had on his defense in terms of, you know, high price free agents, but not just high price free agents, talented free agents, you know, on defense with Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker, and a very solid draft class on defense, bro. You know, almost every single pick was defense. So, you know, they invested highly in helping that man. You know what I mean? Obviously, he wasn't. You know, obviously, I don't know if they planned on investing to help him, but that's how it panned out, you know. And I think earlier, like I said, not the hugest fan of Max, but he's our best player. And you know how you get better, you build around your best players, and they're trying to. I think the Raiders hear the noise that a lot of Raider fans have been saying about Max for years. I mean, he takes three people to block him, and can't nobody else win once. And I think the Raiders are trying to find people now that can win ones. And if we can find more people that can win ones, and that's one thing I liked about what Rob Leonard said, bro, it's all about who's in front of you. Like, I can scheme it up. I could teach you how to do it, but you got to go. You feel me? I'm not going to judge you for going, because 9 times out of 10, bro, the game is it's me versus you. It's a gladiator sport. So if he just goes out and just worries about taking out linemen and taking out quarterbacks, the Raiders will be in good shape. So.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's been humbled. I think he felt something when the Raiders was making all those moves, and he was going to Baltimore, and I think that's all he wanted them to do was make competent decisions. And he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot with the Raiders, and he's seen a lot how they've done other players. So he was just trying to protect himself, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that from the business aspect. But he happened to come back here, and this is the most help, like you guys said, that he's had. And he got a D coordinator that he loves. So I mean, like, what else do you want? I mean, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, he's probably in the best case scenario a player could be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we'll see. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. It's like 12:30 in the morning. Appreciate y'all. Chat. Much love. Probably be back on.
I'm ready though. It's the Super Bowl though.
Blessings.
You guys know what time it is, man. We will be back. Make sure you guys are subscribed to all 3 channels, man. We appreciate you guys, regardless of what channel you watch us on tonight. But make sure you guys go to all the channels, subscribe to all the channels, bro. We appreciate y'all. It's going to be way more content moving forward, especially once football season comes. Me, myself, I'm not much of the off-season guy. I'm doing it as obviously now we're starting to get mini camps and shit. But come football season, you feel me? This is gonna be where you're gonna want to be at with this network here, man. So trust and believe. Love y'all, boys. Y'all know what time it is, man. Hit the like button, subscribe for Nutty Raider Nate, for Black, for the homie Dirty. I'm Raider Ben, man. This has been the Just Win Baby podcast, man. You guys been tuning in for Black Lounge, man. We out this bitch. Love y'all, boys. Peace out, guys.
Which team, by colors alone, is identifiable around the world?
The autumn wind is a Raider.
Which team, by slogan, commitment to excellence?
Pillaging just for fun.
Just win, baby.
He'll knock you round.
All those things.
Then upside down.
Are the Raiders.
And laugh when he's conquered and won.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win.
He's blowing up.
Raiders! Just win, baby.